Welcome to Happy Healthy Abundance. And thank you for joining me today. Today, we are going to talk about time management. And I look really excited right now because this is something that I've struggled with for as long as I can remember. And this video is not going to present to you that I've solved all of my time management problems, but I have learned a lot lately, and I've been trying and implementing new strategies and new thought processes that are actually really helping. So I thought it was a great opportunity to share these things with you and encourage you to continue working and trying and learning and working toward a better system for yourself, whether that be for work or for home or both. So as far as time management goes, my personal struggle has evolved from being just a married couple and working and focusing on our time together at home to having kids and focusing on how much time we get with the kids and trying to balance that with the work life. And then now working from home and trying to balance my time working versus actual household management and time with the kids and time with the spouse. So as we grow, we have this idea that as time passes, our lives will get simpler. Well, in my experience, that's not the case. It's actually gotten more complicated, which that makes me even more thankful that I'm learning as I go and implementing more and more about time management. So, an idea that I want to present to you is that time management really isn't time management. We don't manage time. Time moves forward whether we like it or not. What it really is self-management. And when I first realized that, it kind of rocked my world. It opened my eyes to something that I'd never really realized. And the fact that I need to manage myself and make sure that I stay on task or that I work in time for breaks or transition time between activities was really a key component of making my life a lot better. So, before we jump in here, I just want to invite you to come hang out with me on Instagram. You can follow me at Happy Healthy Abundance, and I'm posting pretty much daily and sharing how I'm managing my day, how I'm managing my family. We talk a lot about finances because there again, finances, mindset, and money are things that I love to talk about. So come on over and follow me on Instagram at Happy Healthy Abundance. Let's dive into this whole time management situation. Are you ready? So here's a thought. We can always get more money. We cannot get more time. Think about it. You can't get those baby days with your children back. You can't take back a snippety conversation or a rude comment because you were cranky. You don't get a second chance to say good morning or hello to someone. We have one chance, and we've got to make the best of the time that we have. So I'm all about accepting the experiences that we have and moving forward in a positive, abundant way because of the experiences. And a big piece of that is recognizing the time that we do have together with the people that we love and really appreciating those moments, which has brought me to really consider what I spend my time doing and when. And if I'm spending time and money on things that I actually like doing or things that bring me joy. So basically, I'm talking about Marie Kondoing your time that you spend each day, time and money. So go through your day. I want to challenge you to kind of track yourself. You can track using paper and pen or a time tracking app or just becoming conscious of the daily decisions that you're making and whether or not you're on task. This can bring to light many things, including the time that we spend in between activities, searching for something that we need in order to do an activity because it was misplaced. I can't tell you how many times I've wandered around the house for 30 minutes looking for something because I needed it to do the next thing that was on my list. If I had planned that better, I would have already had the item so that I could do the task and it would be executed a lot faster. So that was something that came to light in my life. The other thing is the time that we spend getting lost in Facebook or Instagram or getting off topic or off task, and the time it takes for us to reset and get back on task in what we wanted to be doing. So there again, that kind of hammers home the idea that time management is actually self-management. So if you track your time, you'll notice all the moments where you're either in between activities or wasting time in one form or another. This is not to be misconstrued as that you have to be busy every minute of every day. You definitely should build in breaks, downtime, reading time, time for a walk, time for leisure. And when you're in those time blocks where you've specifically set aside rest, that is what I want you to be doing. That is not to be considered wasting time. Wasting time is when you are off task, off topic, and needing to kind of reel it back in or reset and say, what am I supposed to be doing right now? Because I have to do that so many times throughout the day. Trust me. So when you start to evaluate what you're spending your time and money actually doing, and whether you're really happy with the way that you're spending your time and money, I want you to focus on going toward things that actually bring you joy. So the whole Marie Kondo perspective, right? If you're spending money on something that you're not really happy about, then why are you spending money on that thing? And what can you do so that you don't have that bill or that obligation any longer? Same thing with your time. What are you spending your time doing, whether it be during the workday, in the evenings, on the weekends, whenever? What are you spending your time doing that is not actually making you happy? And why do you do that thing? And what could you do to change the schedule around or replace that task or take that task off of your plate? But just to really start to be aware of and evaluate how you're spending your time is going to be really important to time management and making yourself happy and creating the life that you actually want to be living. So this brings to light the elusive work-life balance. I used to really firmly believe, and I even tried for a really long time, to keep work and family completely separate. Where when you go to work, you're focused on work and you don't think about the kids and you don't think about anything going on at home. And then same thing when you get home. You're there, you're present, you're with the family, and you're not thinking about anything at work. Well, that was really challenging for me, and I would constantly catch my mind drifting to the opposite subject. And then that compounds when you beat yourself up for your mind wandering. So that wasn't working for me, which, truth be told, these are both elements of life. There is no separation between work and home and that elusive work-life balance that people talk about. It doesn't exist. Maybe there's focus points. Maybe there's times when you're able to put something as a priority in front of the other. But really, this whole balancing act is just bull. All of work and home and family and kids and money and everything is part of life, and it's all part of a big circle. And all these pieces are interdependent upon each other for us and our happiness. So with that being said, when I worked full-time outside the home for an employer, I had plenty of false assumptions about what my life would look like as an entrepreneur or a stay-at-home mom. I used to really believe that, man, if I stayed at home and I didn't have to go to work every day, I would have so much time to work out and my house would be spotless and blah, blah, blah. Well, I'll tell you what, now I do work from home and I am an entrepreneur, and my kids do go to school nearby. And so in some ways I'm balancing the whole work from home, stay at home mom thing. And it's really challenging. So that has allowed me to dig even deeper into the whole self-management piece and look up and learn about ways that I can manage myself and my time in a more efficient way, which brings to light a book that I want to share with you. I recently read I Know How She Does It by Laura Vanderkam. This book was fascinating, not just for the time management piece, but because it examines the lives of real six-figure working mothers, that's an important piece, mothers, and how they manage their time, how they go through their day and manage to be successful, to feel fulfilled, and to spend time with their family and still be able to eat and get enough sleep. So, this book opened my eyes to so many things. I highly recommend you read it. I'll put a link below just so that you can check it out on Amazon if you want to. And I just want to share with you, this really opened my eyes where I was struggling balancing, and still do, balancing the to-do list with time in between events, with the workout, with meal planning and providing for the family, and having time for creativity and sitting down to pay bills and all the things that we feel we need to do in a day. So a few concepts came to mind while I was reading this book. One is that the women in this book, which it was hundreds of women, and they share their schedules like an Excel sheet, blocked off in hour or 30-minute increments, where you can actually see what these women did all day, every day. And the whole book isn't just a bunch of spreadsheets, it's really an exciting read. But being able to see their schedules and how they manage things made me feel a lot better about what I try to do. So one concept I want to share with you that I learned is that we have 168 hours a week. And once you factor in 40 hours of work for the week, plus sleeping 8 hours a day, we still have 72 hours to use during the week. 72 waking, non-working hours. What are we doing with 72 extra hours? I hope we're spending some of them doing leisurely activities and spending time with our kids and spouses. Another concept that came to my attention while I was reading this book is that even the women who felt like they were working 50, 60, or more hours a week, when their time was actually tracked, and that is on-task work time, not being distracted, they really only worked about 40 hours, even still. And then the other thing was that even women who felt like they weren't getting enough rest actually still managed to accumulate plenty of rest for an average of about 7 hours of sleep each night. Now, these are women with every age range of children. Older children, younger children, school-age children, babies. And so a lot of the myths around working versus motherhood were actually proved false. It made me feel really optimistic about my time and my sleep and my ability to work a certain number of hours a day. And something that I really loved was that working 40 hours a week doesn't have to look like a straight 8 hours. Plenty of these women woke up early and put in an hour or two, a short time block before the kids even woke up, and then a little bit of time before lunch, a little bit of time after lunch, and then some late night hours. And no one particular day looked the same. So I thought that was really interesting because we go off of what we consider a normal day. But if you really track your time and track your day and track the occurrences that happen each day and each week, There's no such thing as a normal day. There's no such thing as a normal week. There's always something that goes on that makes your day or your week abnormal, which makes me kind of realize like, oh, each day doesn't have to look the same in order for me to actually be successful and still work 8 hours and still sleep 8 hours and still get plenty of time with my kids and family. So I felt like that was a really huge key piece to learning and understanding time management for myself. So a couple things that I've been trying are the time blocking method. This is how the women in this book track their time. This is how I've been attempting to plan and schedule my time. And then the big piece for me was to allow time in between each activity. For example, if you have a meeting at a coffee shop, you don't go straight from here to there. There's travel time, there's shower and put on makeup time, there's transition time that we have to allow in between activities. So if we're going to do an art project with the kids, we need time in front of that art project to get out the supplies and put down a cloth and get things ready. Like when we're scheduling things in our brain, we don't allow for that additional time, which leaves us feeling stressed and frazzled and like things didn't go as planned. So in order to avoid those negative feelings, I think leaving space in between activities for travel time or prep time or cleanup time or whatever is really, really important. So with all that being said, I really felt a strong sense of confidence and optimism learning about time management, time blocking, and about how successful women manage their work and their home life very well. And I found the need to actually give myself a little bit more grace as far as time management goes. When I'm seeing these successful six-figure women and how they have their schedules mapped out, and you read about the way that they feel as they're going through their day or their week, it made me really realize that it's okay to get off task sometimes because everyone does. And every mom has challenges, whether it be circumstantial or just with time or throughout their day, and that it's okay to reset and rewind and reprioritize as many times as we need to throughout the day. So a big thing that I've started practicing was when I catch myself off task, I don't beat myself up or get angry at myself for getting off task. Instead, I just ask myself, what is the priority right now? So maybe the priority 30 minutes ago was something different, but I just got an email and now this is priority. So my priorities shift, and that's okay. So I've learned to give myself grace in that area. So with all this being said, I'm all about priorities and intention and consistency and creating abundance in our lives by trying to be present in the moment. We can all get more money, but we can't get more time. So we have to live this life, and especially this time that we have with our kids at the age that they are, in the most abundant way possible, which means being aware of these moments that we have and valuing the time that we have together. We all have the same 24 hours in a day and 168 hours in a week, and it's up to us as the leaders of our households to make the best of these moments. So time and time again, I've learned that when we want something in our lives to change, there's some self-work involved and some things that we have to change about ourselves so that that other thing will adjust. Now, whether you want to call it time management, self-management, self-control, whatever name you want to give it, I want to empower you and encourage you to think about some of these concepts and see where you can apply them to your life. Again, Thank you for being here with me today. I'm Virginia with Happy Healthy Abundance. I want to invite you to follow me on Instagram at Happy Healthy Abundance for more time management, money management, and motherhood tips daily. If this video made you think, I would love for you to hit that thumbs up button. And then don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so that you're notified every time I post a new video. As always, I love to hear from you. So if you have any additional tips for time management, I would love to hear about them. Just drop a comment below. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you again next time.